So now the virus resistance plants. There are some plants which are resistant to some of the viruses, and some of the plants are susceptible to some specific kind of the viruses because the viruses are susceptible. Viruses are the specific to their host. So therefore, some of the plants may show resistance against some viruses, just like we see them. There are the plant viruses. There are two kind of the viruses we have given in that diagram. One is the tulip breaking virus, which you can see here, and then the tobacco mosaic virus, which is causing the disease on the leaf of the viruses. So what is the resistance? Resistance mean just like it's very common as the antibiotic resistance these days. The human beings have been resistant to some of the antibiotics, and the resistance has been increasing day by day. So with the resistance, because of the evolution of the bacteria inside the body, they are evolving themselves, and antibiotics are incapable of producing the same results as they were producing before. This is called as resistance. Mode of the transmission of the plants is very important as far as their resistance point of view, because the plants cannot move from one place to another place. Therefore, the plant viruses strategies that are usually different from the other animal viruses. So they are sometimes they are used the insects as for their transmission, and there are the other ways to be used for the transmission of the plants viruses. Insects are the most important. This form the largest and most significant vector group, and particularly include aphids, whiteflies, hoppers. The leaf hopper is very important to transmit the disease, and then the beetles, which can also transmit the disease through the sap. Sap is the injury or the some kind of some special kind of the disease which is happening from one plant to another plant because of the injury or the damage caused to the plants. On the body of the plants, there are a lot of things which are able to cause the injury. Because of the injury can be caused because of the agricultural practices. Injury can be caused because of the harmful through the animals. Injury can be caused because of the feeding of the animals. So through the sap, through the injury, the plant viruses can be transmitted. The example is the tobacco mosaic virus or the potato viruses are very common. Then the nematodes are very common, and nematodes feed on the most of the nematodes are feed on the roots of the plants. So through the feeding, they can be transmit the disease from one plant to another plant because of their feeding habits. Then there are some protozoa. Protozoa can also be cause the disease and transmit the disease from one plant to another plant, and they may be causing the disease persistently or the non-persistently, the nematodes and the protozoa, just like the tobacco ring spot virus. Then are the through the seed, from generation to generation, the spread of the plant viruses from one generation to another generation through the seed, which is about 20% of the transmission of the disease happen through the seed contamination. So mechanism of the plant resistance to the viruses. There are about 450 species of the plant pathogenic viruses which cause a range of the very infectious diseases. The plant shows two types of antiviral defense systems, defense resistance mechanism. Because of this mechanism, the plant can be resistant against any kind of the viruses. So one of them is through the R gene mediation, and other one is the RNA silencing. We can see both of them one by one. We can see them in detail that how the virus resistance plants show their action through these both actions.